Hi, welcome back to Orlando Experience. So today we're back at Universal Studios Florida, but we're actually not going to head into the parks today because it is very busy, I realized when I got here. So I just thought we would do something a little different. I'm going to take you guys on a little trip and we're going to head over, I think we're going to try to hit like all the main resorts along kind of the waterway, the ones easy to get to. So we're gonna head down to the boats and we're gonna take the resorts over. I think we're gonna head towards like Sapphire Falls first in that area, and then we'll head back this way to go to Hard Rock and stuff. So we'll take you guys down and we'll see you down there. So I did come with the intentions of heading into the park today. I didn't think it would be as busy as it is. I know that's kind of silly that I didn't, because spring break is still going on and the spring break crowds are definitely showing up right now. It's very busy. I mean, it's like 10:30 and the gates to go inside are still very backed up. So we're gonna head over to the resorts. One thing I haven't done in a while, I haven't head to any of the resorts. Maybe we'll get lunch at one of them. We'll just take you guys around them. I think they're really nice resorts and they're fairly pretty, and I think they're enjoyable to explore. So as we're walking past the NBC Sports bar, we're going to be heading down this right path right here, going to look for our first boat. So we'll be hitting Sapphire Falls soon, but we're going to head first to the Royal Pacific Resort. So if you didn't know, they do run boats to a lot of their resorts because most of them are on the waterfront here, all connected along the river. So we're taking one right over to the Royal Pacific right now, and then after that we'll head to Sapphire and continue from there. So we've made our way over to Royal Pacific now. I haven't been to the resort probably in a really long time, so I'm gonna kind of wander, get the lay of the land, try to find maybe a map, because I don't think I've been here probably since pre-COVID. So as I was coming up right here, there is already a map. So we came in, I would guess, probably right here. So we're right here right now. There's obviously the pool. Looks like there's kind of an indoor area over there. This isn't one of the bigger resorts. This is probably one of the smaller ones. Not really footprint wise, but actually room wise. So we're just gonna head in, probably just start walking around. So right now we're heading past the private event space, kind of like convention center for this one. We're heading off to the right side, and we're gonna follow this path along to kind of head to the main hall area where you would do check-in and stuff like that. So as we're walking along the pool area, there is a gym in here. I'm not going to film in there because there's people in there right now, but they do have a gym at this resort. I think they have a gym probably at every resort, even the lower end ones, just because a lot of people like to still work out. We come across, I think, our first gift shop though, Treasures of Bali. So they do have a lot of just generic kind of merchandise, stuff for your trip. They do have a couple of things that are exclusive to this resort. They have this pseudo spirit jersey kind of thing that says Royal Pacific. They also have a t-shirt. And they also do have little shot glasses here. That's kind of your normal resort gift shop affair. It's kind of more stuff for your trip rather than exclusive merchandise. They did have a shirt and kind of a spirit jersey kind of sweatshirt kind of thing, and then they had a shot glass. I think they had a couple other small little things for the resort. So there's stuff if you want to get stuff from your resort, but it's usually more of hey, this is stuff you might need on your trip, swimsuits, just loungewear, clothing, stuff like that. We're walking past right now. We can't go inside because it is gated, but we'll film a little bit of a wide shot and then we'll head to the lobby area. So we've come up on one of the pool entrances. It does look like a pretty nice pool. I don't think I've ever seen it before, but there's a little play boat that seems to have maybe a couple water slides coming off of it. I can't really tell. It does look like there's at least one. But it looks pretty nice. I mean, it's not a huge pool, but they do have a net set up for water volleyball and nice little area in the back for the kids on the boat and stuff like that. It also looks like there is a bar somewhere in here, probably with some poolside food and stuff. So again, as we're walking along this right side, past like the resort shop and stuff, we do come across like a game room. These are pretty normal for these kind of resorts, to just have a little area that you can send your kids with a few bucks and play a few games. It's not super big, but usually these resorts never have super big ones. There's some nice prizes though in here. So we're starting to enter like the main hall kind of area, and we come across the first restaurant over here, Island's Dining Rooms. We'll see if we can get inside. It doesn't look like this entrance is an entrance. This is just like kind of an exit area. This looks like a pretty nice little dining room area. So we've entered from one of the side entrances over here. There is a place called Jake's American Bar. It doesn't look like it's quite open. It is obviously in the morning, so that probably is more of an open at night kind of thing. We found the main desk. Go sit for this. It looks like it's kind of a breakfast spot, but it might be open for all hours for the islands. Oh, they do have an all you care to enjoy thing. $39 for adults and $15 for children's through 3 through 9. Oh, and I also found a sign for the Jake's American Bar. It's open from lunch and to dinner, so lunch is 11 from 5, and then it's 5 to 11 for dinner. I doubt it's very busy for lunch because I don't think a lot of people will come back to a resort for lunch. That actually opens 3 minutes. We're gonna head up. I'm not really sure where I'm going. I'm just kind of wandering. So we have finally found the entrance to the resort where your check-in and kind of the main lobby area is. So we're heading inside. There's like kind of a garden area right in the middle of the resort. I'll check that out in just a moment. This left side does seem concierge and check-in. It is quite busy over here. I didn't think there would be this many people checking in on a Monday midday, but there's lots of people. So right off to the right side of the like entrance, there is another gift shop over here. This one seems to more have generic Universal Studios merch, kind of stuff that you might have wanted to buy in the park, but you didn't have time, so you just kind of buy it at your resort. So we do have a pretty nice like relaxing area over here with a bar. Obviously not serving yet because it's still 10 in the morning, but we're gonna head up to the we're kind of off to the right side of the resort. We're off to the left to, I think it's like a little pick up kind of lunch spot or pick up breakfast kind of spot, and then we'll head off into the gardens real quick. So this is kind of their all day market area. It's over from 6 to 11. It does have Starbucks in here, so if you want Starbucks in the morning and you don't want to wait in that crazy line at the resort, or at the actual park, this is probably your better option than going to the park Starbucks. It will probably still be crazy in the morning, but they have stuff like cold food and beverages and kind of stuff you could bring into the park. You could probably eat breakfast here. Well, they do have a little hot spot where you can get a few hot items. So this is probably a good breakfast spot or a quick lunch spot. Or if you need anything for the parks and you need to grab it real quick right before you go in. So we're now out here in this like kind of a garden area. You see it right as you come in. That's actually the entrance right there. I do really like this. I do like this resort. I forgot how much I like this resort. It's a very quaint, kind of peaceful resort. It doesn't feel as busy or as crazy as some of the other ones. It's probably not very cheap because it's still, I think, one of their more expensive resorts, even though it's been here a long time and definitely showing its age. It's definitely one of the more expensive ones, but I think it's super nice already. So after just a couple minutes of searching, I did find the kind of like garden area. This looks like a super nice area, so we'll walk through it. We were like up in there, and that's kind of the main lobby area. That's where you would come in. We're now right down here. I just took a tower elevator, so we're more like right here, I think. So we'll head through these like little garden areas. It's pretty big. It goes from here all the way down here, so we'll just walk all the way through it. Now this is nice. There's nobody down here. I don't know if it's just not as well known that it's down here, or if it's kind of like one of those things that a lot of people are either in the parks or they're just now checking in or going to the parks. It is super nice down here. It looks like they might have some sort of dinner thing down here, maybe. Maybe like a, you know, like a luau kind of thing. They do have a stage up right there. They do have a fire pit right over here too. I think this could be a really pretty area at night. They do have a decent amount of lighting with all these statues and stuff. I think this would be super, super pretty. But honestly, there's like nobody back here. It is so, so quiet. It's really nice. So we came back and to turn to the left because I hit a road over there. So we're gonna head through this little area back here. There's just kind of a big lawn area back here that doesn't seem to have anything on it right now. Just kind of walking through like a wooded area right here. I don't know how far back this area goes. The other one kind of just hit a road after a little bit. So we hit the road again. So we're just heading back. It's not super big back here, but it is so quiet. So it's probably not like this in the evenings or even early in the mornings, but if you're staying at this resort and you maybe come during the day or even in the mornings, it could still be quiet. You come down here and really just have a nice quiet morning that's not as kind of rushy as all the like food areas are going to be, and you're going to struggle to find a table and it's going to be busy and loud. This area is probably going to be much nicer. I do just want to say these elevators are super nice. I like the theming on them. I think that's it for this resort though. We'll talk a little more on our way out because we're going to walk probably towards the right side and maybe even take the walkway over to Sapphire. So definitely one of the nicer resorts. We're heading out right now. I'm actually not going to take one of the water taxis. I'm just going to walk because it's not that far to Sapphire, so I'm just going to walk the way. But super nice resort. Obviously not equipped to handle as many people as something like Cabana Bay or one of the bigger resorts. But I think it's kind of nice to have resorts like that if you're willing to pay the extra money. You get kind of more of a quiet atmosphere and a little bit of a nicer environment, and not as, especially in the mornings, probably not nearly as crazy as some of the other resorts like Cabana Bay. But we're actually walking over to Sapphire Falls. It's just right there. So we're just heading under the bridge and we're gonna walk right over there real quick. So we made our way over here to Sapphire Falls. It's a similar to Royal Pacific, not really in theme, but in size and kind of probably in price point. I haven't quite checked, but it's probably very similar in price point because they are very similar resorts in the dining department and just size and everything like that. So we'll go ahead and start heading in and we'll just kind of figure our way around. So we did find a map so we can kind of know where we're going. It's a little bit faded, but you can see. So that's where we are right now. We're like right up here. We're gonna head into the main building here. Pool's right over here, and that's like the front entrance. And it looks like there is a like 4th floor lobby area too. So there might be 2. We are gonna take both this one over to Cabana Bay and this one over to Aventura. So we can get both of those resorts in, obviously respectively. One goes here, and then one just heads down here. We'll probably head to Aventura first because it's a little closer, and then we'll head all the way over to Cabana because that's might be where I eat lunch. So this is kind of their main dining room, I believe, for the resort. It is an all-you-can-eat, so it is like a self-serve all-you-can-eat. I don't think they do character dining over here anymore. I feel like they did at some point, but I do not believe they do it anymore. But that's kind of the main, probably breakfast and lunch spot for this resort. So as we're walking up, there's this super nice staircase area that goes up 2 more stories. So it's 3 stories in total. So we're just gonna get off at this floor right now. It is the pool and like the fitness center, that's the gym. So we're gonna head towards those 2. So there is another arcade at this resort. Obviously, it's maybe so slightly bigger than the other one, but it looks like it has a bigger footprint, so it's a little more spread out, but it's actually not that much bigger. And then right over here is the fitness center. And then right out here is the pool. So we made our way over inside this pool area over here. There's a slide over there. It looks like it's just one, so Just one slide that goes a little bit down. I do like when they add those though. It just adds a little bit to the pool. It looks like they have maybe a little restaurant over there. It is kind of interesting. They almost have like a walkway through the water. I'm not going to do that because I'm in normal clothes. But they do have an area right over here where you can kind of see the falls from inside the river or inside the pool. They do have a small outdoor bar right over here next to this. We're just going to go look at the falls from right over here. So it is kind of funny with the wind blowing so hard kind of towards us. The water's almost flowing this way a little bit. It's super nice falls area. There's the bridge overhead. Right up there is the lobby where we're heading next. So we're gonna head back up through the stairwell in the kind of the middle here and head up to the lobby. So we're right at the 4th level, that is the lobby level. That's where you'll come to check in. That's where you'll come in. There's a store right over there we'll go check out. So this is where you'll come in the resort if you're staying here. Right to the left side is check-in. Super nice, like kind of beach ball feeling lamp or giant chandelier kind of thing. There's the vacation planning center, and then right off to the right is the Universal store. It looks like there's like a little coffee shop right there too. I've actually never seen this merchandise before. I don't know if these are new. Pretty nice. But again, this is a little bit of a much bigger store than the other resort. Again, this is kind of where you go if you miss something in the park you wanted, or last minute souvenirs, or you want something for the park when you do go during the day. So I have a lot of the normal Universal merchandise. We do have some nicer Sapphire Falls merchandise over here. They do have a little bit more than the last resort. They have like a hat, a shirt, a tumbler, stuff like that. Oh, this is just normal Universal stuff. Oh, that's not. Let's check it to Sapphire Falls. So right over to the, like, kind of the right side when you walk in, there's this nice little coffee shop that's a lot like the other one, where you're gonna find mainly like little snack items, sweets. You're gonna find a little stuff for breakfast if you want a quick breakfast. You also find, I'm assuming, Starbucks coffee in this one too. Same kind of thing where you'll probably come to this instead of heading to the park, because the ones in the park are crazy in the morning. So right as you walk in, if you head straight, you do find the Strongwater Tavern. It is literally just right as you walk in. It opens at 4 p.m., so a little later than the other one. It doesn't seem like it's open for lunch. This is definitely a late night kind of thing. And over here they have this super nice seating area with a really nice view of the park. A super nice view of the falls area, the boats coming in, and then even in the back you can see Dr. Doom, and you can kind of see the lighthouse for islands right there. You can also see Hulk right over the tree line. So this is to one of the towers that they call a guest house. You get a super good view of the pool from up here, and you get another great view of the falls basically right below us. So there's a look at Sapphire Falls, another one of those like medium-sized, usually higher price resorts. I did like Royal Pacific a little bit more. I think it had a little bit more of a quaint feeling. This had much more of like a kind of resort vibe, if that makes sense. I still liked it. The pool was super nice. I liked it a little more than Royal Pacific. I think the reason I liked Royal Pacific a little bit more is it had a little more like gardens and quiet areas where you could go. Where at least with this one, at least what I saw, it felt a little busier and not as many quiet places to kind of sit and relax. We're heading to Aventura, that's right behind us. I've actually never been over there. It opened, I don't remember, not too long ago. It was before I did explore the resorts pre-COVID, or I mean after it opened, so I haven't been over there. So we'll see what we can explore in there. I know it's more of a vertical resort, so I don't know what we're allowed to go into, but I'll ask when we get over there and just kind of see where we can go. So we made it over here to Aventura. This is the first one we've actually entered from the front, so we'll get kind of the full experience here. So this resort is a very modern kind of feel. They do have a bar over here with some super nice lights above it. Right to our left is the Universal store. That's going to be about basically every single resort. These little seating areas with these pretty cool tables. Then obviously we got our Starbucks. Again, get it here, don't get it at the park. You're gonna wait in a very long line. Looks like over there is like the main quick service. We're actually gonna turn to the left and head over to the Universal store. So similar size over to Sapphire to here. Again, mainly stuff that you're going to find in the park, but if you missed it at the park or you want to get it before you go to the park, these are going to be your stop. So actually, I've noticed kind of each of the resorts kind of vary at least a little bit on generic merchandise, kind of like the park stuff. It does vary just a tad from resort to resort. So you might find something at one resort that you didn't find at the other. I did find the exclusive merch for this. A little more of a basic design, but this is a newer resort, so I didn't expect much from it. So we're gonna head over to the Starbucks and then we'll go past it to the quick service. So this one is just a straight up Starbucks. It's not like a little cafe kind of thing. It's just gonna be your normal kind of Starbucks affair. So we're heading right past it and we're gonna head to this quick service right over here. So they have a few different like food counters over here with some different stuff being offered. And you can kind of head, I imagine, to each one you want, and then there's a checkout spot where you can go pay for all your food. The food here actually does look pretty good. I still want to go over to Cabana because I remember having a very good burger there pre-COVID. I wonder if it's still pretty good. So we're gonna head over there for lunch after this. But there is a few different things. There is there's a souvenir refillable cup. It's pretty small actually compared to other ones. Again, I have big hands, but that's a pretty small cup. Then they have like spots where you can, fill up your drink. They do have a warming station over here, so if you got something cold that you do want to warm up, there's microwaves and a super nice sitting area over here. It seems like normally right off to kind of the side of it, there's like a little ice cream spot, or actually it looks like it's gelato, and a little bar right here. It's not open quite yet. This is probably something that's going to open later in the day. But we're going to head off to the left, and there's the pool there. So we do have a pool out here. It's not super big, I would say, compared to the other ones. It's not as big, but it kind of goes around this little pole here. So we'll see if it's any bigger on the other side, but definitely smaller than the other pools. So they do have a bar under the main pole here. That kind of goes in the middle of the pool because it kind of wraps all the way around. I will say, even though the pool looks a little smaller, this is a lot quieter than the other pools that were a little bit bigger. So if you're looking for a little bit of a quieter spot, this is definitely more of it. So there's the end of the pool right over there. There is a splash pad for little ones right over here. That is a big bonus if you do have little ones and you want areas for them to play. This is actually a decent sized little splash pad that definitely kids would love. And as we turn right behind us, there's kind of like, I imagine this is kind of its arcade for this one. It's mainly like outside kind of little pool, or stuff like pool and ping pong and air hockey, basketball, little stuff like that. Not a full arcade like the other ones. So if you're curious, the fitness center is on floor 2 and the bar and bistro are on floor 17. I'm not sure if we're allowed to go up there, but I'm gonna try real quick and I'll let you guys know how it goes. So some pretty nice elevators here with actual digital buttons. As you can see, there's no floor 17, so I'm assuming it's not open. I went up to 16 just to see if we could get a view, but I didn't see anything. So there's Aventura. We didn't get to go up to the top. I think that is reserved dining up there. I heard it's very good food, a very good view of this kind of whole area. Out of all the resorts that we've been to so far, I think this is my least favorite for theming. I don't love that kind of super modern feel. I do think sometimes it looks cool, but if I want to stay at a resort, I usually prefer something like Royal Pacific, where it feels a little more unique in kind of its way it is. I don't know. I just don't love this one. I still think it's a good resort, and it's probably got great views from the rooms, especially if you get one that's facing Volcano, or even towards like Dr. Doom over at Islands and stuff. I'm sure that's a fantastic view. But I think we're gonna head over to Cabana Bay. It's right behind us. So we're just gonna walk over there real quick. So we found our way over to the walkway to Cabana. It took a little bit of walking from Aventura because I kind of had to walk down the road, then find the bridge. But this bridge is pretty nice. So as we come across the bridge, we've kind of ended up at the edge of the resort. So we're gonna walk down the main walkway here along all the cars and head towards the front. So we finally made it over the front to Cabana Bay. Here's the lobby entrance, and this is where you would pull up if you were staying here. So as you walk in, you have a nice palm tree kind of center area here. Check in off to the right. And then you have the Universal gift shop and then the bar right off to the left. We're gonna head straight into the shop and then we'll keep walking around. So already as we're walking in this gift shop, this is definitely probably the biggest one out of the few that I've seen already. You might find a big one, we might not. Again, a lot of the generic park merchandise you would find in the park anyways. Just one thing I didn't see at any of the other resorts is they do have Mardi Gras merch at this one. Right next to the Mardi Gras merch, we did find the Cabana Bay. This is definitely my favorite out of the merchandise. I think it's the most unique, the most likely I would actually wear too. So we're actually heading right up the stairs, kind of to the left of the main lobby area. Head right up here. So up here you'll find both the arcade and the bowling alley. So here's the arcade right over here. Definitely the biggest one out of all the ones we've been to. It's still not huge, but it's definitely bigger than normal. There's also a prize counter here that we haven't seen on any of the other ones, so you can actually earn tickets at this one. So a pretty nice looking bowling alley. It's not super big. You do have to reserve in advance. And they do have food options here where you could actually like sit down and have lunch or dinner while you're bowling. But again, you have to reserve them in advance. I'm sure it's on the app, or I saw a QR code down below where you can also reserve it from there. So right up to the right side of the bowling alley is going to be your fitness studio or gym or whatever you want to call it. And we can get a really good view of the lobby here. So believe it or not, all the time I've lived down here, I've never stayed at any of the Universal resorts. I've never really had a reason to, but this out of all of them might be my favorite. It has a super cool pool area and a pretty cool slide. And I like the vibe of this whole kind of complex, and I just like the theme. It's just, I think it's relaxing and it makes you feel like you're almost on vacation. But maybe Horror Nights time come around, because usually for Horror Nights they do like almost like a pop-up photo op thing only for resort guests over at this resort. So maybe Horror Nights comes around and I can find a good deal. Maybe I'll stay my first night over here. Again, super nice pool, I really like it. They do have a little bit of a bigger restaurant. I think it's called Atomics right there. And we're gonna keep heading on past Atomics. We're gonna keep walking around the pool. You can kind of see from this side too, they have a splash pad kind of thing, a lot bigger than the one over at Aventura. Definitely prefer that one over that one. We're gonna keep walking along. I think actually we're gonna head inside this Flamingo Park area real quick, and then we'll walk to our right and keep moving along the pool area. So it's just kind of a nice shaded park area. They do have some spots for checkers, or if you just want to eat over here, it's a lot quieter than in the pool area. So if you got the food, you could walk over here and kind of sit down. There's nobody over here. We're gonna keep walking right over towards that sign over there. And then right on this kind of right side back of the pool, it's just kind of another little seating area, a nice little greenery area for you to just play around in. We're just gonna keep walking. I think we're gonna try to head over to the food area. I don't really remember where it is, but I'm sure I'll find it. So we re-entered the resort. We're kind of like right below the bowling alley again. We're gonna continue off to the left side here towards the main like food area. So we've come across the Bayliner Diner. This is where I'm gonna eat lunch, but I think we're gonna continue past it to the next pool and to the towers of the resort. So we're heading right past the main cafeteria seating area, and they do have a malt shop right here. That's obviously for milkshakes and drinks and stuff like that. So quite the view as we're walking out to the right here of the main cafeteria kind of area. We're heading to the other pool that's right on our right that is called the Hideaway Pool. It's a very different feel of this one. This is much more of a normal resort pool, a lot quieter. They do have the Hideaway Bar and Grill right over there. They do have bathrooms in the back and a great view of the volcano. So you can kind of see it through the bushes here, but in this whole treed off area, they do have a lazy river. I think by a far shot, this is the best resort for pools. So if you're coming for pools, this is definitely more of your thing, because I mean, even just the view of the volcano and a bunch of things from Portofino Bay looks fantastic. But definitely, if you're coming for pools, this is your resort. So we're heading along almost like the left side of the resort, along kind of the main parking area. This is where you'll go if you are a resort guest here. You can get in Portofino Bay from like a back entrance area. And then there's also the Bayside Towers here. I'm gonna see if I'm allowed to go up and see if I can get any views from Portofino Bay up there. If not, we'll just take a look around the lobby area. So you can't quite see the sign over there, but those two little signs over there are where you enter and exit if you are a resort guest for Portofino Bay. I do really like that perk that you can kind of enter from the side, so you're not having to walk all the way over to Universal to then get on a bus, then to get right back to next to your resort. So I really like that. So here's a look at the little main lobby area. You will check in, I think, normally at Cabana Bay. If you are staying at this resort, it's not really a separate resort. It's technically part of it, even though it was added on. So we can't see anything from up there unless you're north. I've heard the views from that room are amazing if you're facing the volcano. And obviously, if you're coming to stay at this resort, I would highly suggest getting a facing view of the volcano, because I imagine waking up to that every morning is amazing. So we're heading back towards the restaurant now because I am getting hungry, so I think we'll go eat. So we made our way over here to Bayliner Diner. This is like the main kind of quick service area, and I'm gonna get something to eat here. So we got our food. Obviously I got the cheeseburger because I wanted to test it again, because I remember last time it was pre-COVID, so long time ago, that we had a cheeseburger here and it was really great. Like, it was way better than the theme parks. So I'll test it and let you guys know if it's still that great. But I do love the look of this entire restaurant. I love the screens that show kind of, you know, old commercials. It's a very like sci-fi dine-in kind of feel, and I really enjoy it. It just looks great in here. So I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna sit down for a little bit because I've done a lot of walking, so I've walked for about 3.5 hours straight. So I'm gonna sit down for a little bit and then kind of just enjoy it. And then we'll get up in a little bit and then head back to back to City Walk, kind of that main area. And then we'll head over to Hard Rock and then the resort beyond that. All right, so I'm done eating now. I took a little bit of a break because I was just tired. The burger wasn't as good as I remember it, but I still think it was pretty good. I think that's mostly because I think Universal has actually done pretty good with the theme park burger in recent years. I feel like it's improved a lot, bun-wise and meat-wise. So I think that was more of it. It wasn't a bad burger though. I like the crinkle fries with it too. So we're heading back towards the bridge. We're gonna head back over to Sapphire Falls, take the boat back over, and then we'll head to our first resort on the other side, that is Hard Rock. So they've actually set out a food cart out here, just with like churros and drinks and stuff. I'm sure the lines out here got long in the morning, so they probably just have it out here for the holidays. It has been super windy today. One of the banners actually flew off its thing. It's been crazy windy. So I'm just gonna take the walking way over to Hard Rock and probably all the way past it, and then I'll ride the boat back. Now these walkways back here are super pretty. I'm honestly not surprised though that they don't get walked around a lot. If I was staying at one of these resorts and I was at the parks during the week, I would not want to be walking to my resort, because you already walk like on average probably 10 miles a day. So you probably don't want to walk then another like half a mile back to your resort. But they're super pretty and really nice to walk. So I would suggest this more on a day that you didn't walk 10 miles, but they're super nice. So we have made it over to Hard Rock. I don't think we're quite at the entrance over here, but this is one of the main buildings. Looks like this is an area if you have a dog with you, you can bring out here. They have bags. So we made it to the back side of Hard Rock, where you would come in if you took the boat back to the resort. It's super pretty in this courtyard area. I love how the building looks. So we're gonna actually be turning off kind of to the right as we walked in. There's a sign that says to the lobby, so I'm gonna head that way. So we made it over to the front of the hotel now. And they got this really cool fountain here. And this is obviously where you would pull in if you're staying here. So I believe this is another resort I actually have never been in. I've just never walked over here. But this is going to be check-in right off to your right. And possibly to the left too. There's a big lobby area over here with lots of seating. This isn't be the only shop that I feel like is going to differ from the usual Universal stuff. So they do have merch for like Hard Rock in here. It's a pretty big shop. Got lots of merch for obviously just Hard Rock in here. They've got a few like Universal or Orlando Hard Rock kind of merch. It all looks pretty much like, you know, if you've ever been to a Hard Rock, this is about what you expect. So we'll head down towards the kitchen area in just a moment. I'm gonna head out on the patio over here to get a good shots of the pool area. So from up here, at least, it does look a lot like the Sapphire pool is kind of one. They have a little bit of a splash pad right there, and they just have a moderately sized pool, and it does have a slide towards the back there, and a volleyball like beach area, and then they also have a restaurant along the water. So now we're heading down to the kitchen area, and this is also where the Starbucks is, and the kitchen. That's, I think, their main restaurant here, so we'll go check it all out. So this is kind of the marketplace of this resort. It's gonna have more like snack and small items, usually a cheaper meal or something in the morning. This is also where you're gonna find your Starbucks. They do have a whole line of pastries here for the morning. Once you wake up, you can grab one of these and head out to the park. Yep, so you get your normal Starbucks affair. You also got ice cream in here. And you've also got a few little food items that aren't gonna be major, but again, little food items. So here's the kitchen. It does look like this is an all-you-can-eat. Again, like your main dining kind of option here. They're decorated a little bit for Easter. This is kind of just your main dining option for, you know, your buffet kind of affair at a resort. So you can see the restaurant area over there. It is also a bar. It's pretty big size actually for a restaurant pool. You can kind of see the pool off, or the slide off to the side, and then there's the pool. A pretty moderately sized pool. It's not huge, it's not small. So that's the main lobby over here. I just came up to get a different view of the whole surroundings. This hotel is very pretty. I think out of all these like medium-sized, high price point hotels along the water here, it's kind of down to your preference, which one you like. It's kind of more about the vibe you're going for. Where like this, if you really like music and you kind of want a more eventful vacation, I guess, you could come here. Pacific Royal though is like, I feel like more of a tame spot where you're gonna have a little bit more of a quiet time. So it's all up to preference, what you like, the theme you like, what you want. Kind of off to the right side of the pool, I did find the game room. That's probably on a similar size of some of the other resorts. Yeah, not super big, not super small. Just kind of nice to have it. In terms of the resort pools, this one's actually pretty big. Usually they're pretty small and they don't really do much. Again, not super big, but it's not bad looking. Here's a little bit of a different angle from the other side. It is a really nice resort. Again, not one of the bigger resorts. It's probably about medium size, so you're not gonna have as much crowds as something like Cabana Bay. But it is a pretty nice resort. But I think we're gonna be heading out now. I don't think there's anything else really to film here. And we'll be heading on to our next one. So there's a quicker look at Hard Rock. I didn't see as much stuff to look around at as some of the other resorts. It's a little more condensely spaced. I still really like the resort. It's not as much my thing. I could see a lot of people liking that resort, but it's a little loud for me. Usually when I'm going to a resort or going somewhere, I usually like it quiet because usually I'm having loud days at the park, so when I get out of the park, I kind of just want to go sit down and relax. I don't want music blaring, but that's not for everyone. Some people like to keep the party going, so if you like that kind of atmosphere, this resort's totally for you. If not, I would go with more like a few of the other like quieter ones. I thought it was just interesting to show that that bridge is like that and this bridge is like this, so it kind of shows you the transfer between the two bridges and theming. Unfortunately, it looks like Portofino is under construction right now, so we're not going to get a great wide shot of it, but we could still go inside and check everything out. Yeah, no pretty pictures from a wide shot here today. It's still a very pretty resort, but yeah, when there's no construction happening, ooh, it's great for taking pictures, especially from this angle. So we did make it all the way over here right now. So they do actually have 3 pools that I didn't even know. They have kind of their main pool with a water slide over here, smaller pool right up here, then one all the way on the other side, kind of hidden away off to the right. Probably not gonna go all the way to that one, but we'll definitely check out these 2. And then we'll head to kind of the main plaza area over here, and maybe just kind of head back in that area, and then we'll probably come back to the boats right over here. I do think out of all of the resorts, this is probably the prettiest, and I feel like by far the biggest. It has a lot of buildings. It might not have as many rooms, but it's just so like immersive because of how big it is and how big it feels. So we're actually going to turn off to our left. There's a restaurant right here. We'll look at the menu real quick, and then up that stairway, I think past it, we should find the first pool. I mean, just look at this place. It's hard to believe this is all just a resort. It's massive. So we're gonna head down to the first pool that's right down this path here. So I think this is the best water side at all these resorts, at least out of the ones on the river. It goes through the little broken down ruined castle over there. Has some water sprayers along the way. I don't know how well that will show up. It's not a huge pool once again, but there is a splash pad off to the left. And again, decent size. There's not a lot of people in this resort right now because most of it's under construction, obviously. So there's not going to be as many people, but I imagine normally this is a little bit of a busier pool because of the slide. So right off to kind of the right side of the pool, there is a spa. We also got our fitness center over here. That's obviously the gym. We're gonna keep walking along this walkway to kind of see where it takes us. So we came up to another gate that goes into another one of the pools. This is obviously a much smaller pool that's just kind of just a pool. So if you're into that kind of thing, you just want to relax, this is probably your pool. Or the one on the other side of the resort that I don't even know if it would be open right now because that whole side is being remodeled. So we're not even gonna head over there because that's a long walk. But we're gonna head to the main lobby right now. So there's a bar, that's where we came from right over there. I mean, it's the Thirsty Fish Bar. Not sure if it's open or it will open at some point because they are working on construction all along there. There was kind of a way in, but I'm not sure if they're opening it today or if that's just closed for right now. So I believe right over here under all the construction is going to be our lobby. Here's a look at all the dining locations that are currently open here. So it does look like the bar does look to be open. So we're heading into kind of the main area right now. We'll see what's open, what's not. But we're heading through the construction area. So I do believe this is one of the restaurants right here. Entrance is right over here. I think there is the arcade also down this way maybe. Looks like there's also another restaurant. The lovely sounds like construction. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. It doesn't seem like it's open right now, so that list does seem to be just the general dining location because that is not open right now. It does not look like. Not sure where the arcade is. The sign pointed down here, but I don't see it. Could be also closed right now, obviously. So we're heading up towards a sign that said this was the way to the lobby. Here's a much prettier plaza area. Not as loud over here either. So I found some sort of indoor area. Not really sure what this is normally used for, but it's here. Ah, I see. I think this is kind of the entrance to the convention area that is at this resort. Some restrooms here. Really pretty indoor area here. There's a small shop right here in this indoor area. Just looks like your normal kind of theme park resort kind of stuff for beaches and stuff. Here's concierge right here. Wow, and I think we found the entrance to the resort. So this is where the entrance of the resort is. Right over here is check-in, and right up to your left is a little seating area right over there. I just found off to the left side of check-in, there is a club right there. I think we're almost done. I'm honestly not sure where I am, other than the front. This place is a maze. There's so many like walkways and ways to go down and stuff. I think we're gonna head back to the harbor though. There's no like above sign, but I did find the arcade as I was walking out. Another more moderately sized arcade with a few more games in it. But man, it is dead in this resort. It's probably, again, because they're not having as many guests here right now because they're under construction. So it's very slow over here. It's very nice. Alright, so I think that's going to do it for this resort and this video. Obviously, we didn't hit one set of resorts, and that's Endless Summer, because it is a little bit of a way away. I could have taken a bus, but I didn't today, so we'll maybe come back at some point. I would love to come back and redo this resort, because obviously it's like all under construction right now. So let me know if you guys like this sort of thing, because I've always wanted to go explore all the Disney resorts, and I would love to take you guys around with me, take you around all of them, and just kind of show you guys around. So again, let me know by leaving a comment or just liking and subscribing. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.